Hey there, and welcome back to the channel. In our previous video, we set up Visual Studio Code. Now, it's time to write your first line of code in HTML. So, follow along carefully, and let's get started.
Okay, so welcome back. Now that we have been able to set up our VS Code, now let us go ahead and create our first line of code. And we want to create our first website, and it's going to be a very small website with some small lines of code. And so let's come to this sidebar and then click on this Explorer button. And before you can be able to write any line of code, you have to be in the project folder. And so I'll go ahead and create a folder on my laptop or on my desktop. Create a folder over here and call it my first web page. Okay. And so after creating the folder, now let's go ahead and open the folder in VS Code. So you can just click on the open folder here and then go to your desktop, search for the folder that you created. That's the folder that I just created, and then select it and open it in VS Code. So now that you have been able to open the folder in VS Code, you can click here to create a new file, or you can hover in the sidebar over here and click on this icon and enter or type index.html. In the default page for every website is the index.html. It's just an HTML file that is used in every web page. And so I'll just show you a cheat over here. I'm going to show you a cheat over here by writing this exclamation mark and then coming over to enter, to click enter over here, or to click on it over here, or click on the tab. And so when I click on the tab, it gives us this HTML structure. You can see the head button. The head over here. It has a body. That is what shows us the content of the website or the web page. What I'm interested in here is the document over here. So I'll just click the document and write my first web page. And so I'll come down to the body and then just write some few lines of code. And so I'll just write the less than sign and then type or write H1, and then I will close it with the greater than sign. And you can see over here that VS Code automatically closes the tag over here, and it's actually H1, which stands for heading 1. And so let's go ahead and type let's say hello world, which is a convention that is normally used in programming or coding. Hello world. Let's give it some exclamation mark, and let's come down and do the same thing that we did over here again. And so just write the less than sign, and this time you are writing P, which stands for paragraph, and then you close it with the greater than sign, and you can see again that VS Code automatically closes this paragraph tag. Now let's write, this is my first web page. And so now that this is done, you can save it by hitting Ctrl+S, and you can see over here that the formatting of this structure has changed, and this actually due to the prettier that we installed on in VS Code. It actually formats your work, and you can also give it some space over here and click on save, and you see it automatically comes back to realign with the code that you have written. And this is due to the prettier that we installed. Let me show you also the power of the autosave. And so if I click outside of this window, it comes back, and this is actually due to the autosave. You can also save your work by going to File and coming to this. You can see Save over here, and you click on Save. So now, how do we see this web page on our browser? Actually, it's very simple. So just go back to the project folder that you created, and so I'll go back to my first web page folder that I created on my desktop. That is it over here, and then I can right click and click on Open, or I just double click on it and it's going to open in the browser. And so yeah, so you see the very first web page that we created, and it's called Hello World. This is my first web page. So congratulations for creating your first web page. And you can see over here that the title that we entered is shown here in the title of this tab is my first web. Now it was formerly document, but has been changed into my first web page, and you can see it over here. And so this is a very simple code that I wanted to show you, and the small cheat that we normally use in VS Code. And that is just writing the exclamation sign, and it's going to give you the HTML structure. And then you see the head and then the body. And I was saying that the contents of the web page is always done in the body, and you can also change the title of for your web page. You can change it over here in the title tag that you see over here. So congratulations for following and for writing your first line of code. I'm gonna be seeing you in the next video.